My name is Sean Moore, and I would like to welcome you with greetings of peace this evening on behalf of the Islamic Society of Tulsa. In the name of God, the most compassionate, most merciful. Over the next few hours, we will witness two unique religious perspectives. We will take advantage of one of the great gifts bestowed upon us by the founding fathers of this nation, the opportunity for freedom of speech and religion. I want to take a moment to recognize and commend you, the audience, for being of open and potentially curious mind and taking the time out of your busy schedules to attend this debate this evening, addressing the question, can Muslims and Christians be friends? To some of you, like myself, this question may seem out of context in the melting pot of the United States. In a land where I, raised as a Catholic, had the freedom to use my intellect and my rationale to make religious choices that were best suited for me individually. And indeed, those same rights allow us this evening to debate divergent viewpoints in a public forum. And we have the opportunity to take advantage of this evening. I personally look forward to this opportunity. I also look forward to the conversations that take place after this debate in the hallways so that we can continue the discussions amongst ourselves. To use the words of Thomas Jefferson, he who knows best knows he knows little. Please note that there's a couple of tables back in the back here, and there's literature and information available from both sides. And I extend to you to go and take advantage of the opportunity to collect some of this and to educate yourselves. There's water in the room that's available for all. Also, the restrooms are outside of security. If you need them now, you may be taking a long time to get back in because of the lines, and we apologize for the security situation and appreciate you guys standing in line as long as you did. For the Muslims that are here tonight, we will be praying Isha, the night prayer, 15 minutes after the program is over. Okay. On September 11th of last year, a couple of Tulsa Muslims attended a peace march organized by Pastor Safa. At his church, after 3 sermons, and just prior to the start of the peace march, one of the Muslims, Muhyiddin Khader, challenged Pastor Safa to a debate based on Pastor Safa's contention that Christians and Muslims cannot be friends. That is how we ended up where we are this evening. Furthermore, Muhyiddin Khader was asked by Mr. Safa to apologize for challenging Mr. Safa's integrity that day. Although Mr. Khader was willing to publicly apologize this evening at this event, Mr. Safa graciously accepted Mr. Khader's apology in private and deemed that it wasn't necessary to take up time tonight during this event to restate that apology publicly. I would like to thank Mr. Safa for his graciousness, as well as his willingness to attend this debate this evening. In light of this evening's, I find it important to recognize that ignorance often leads humankind to bigotry, and in turn, bigotry leads to division. I hope that this evening results in building a stronger community in Tulsa through better understanding, as well as empathy towards divergent viewpoints. To use the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, education is all a matter of building bridges. We are fortunate this evening and honored to have the respectable Hannibal Johnson, who will be acting as our moderator for the debate. For those of you who are not familiar with Hannibal, he has an outstanding CV and continues to unselfishly volunteer his time for the betterment of the Tulsa community. Hannibal is a distinguished author, attorney, and has served as president for Leadership Tulsa, Tulsa Urban League, as well as the Northeast Oklahoma Black Lawyers Association. Hannibal has also been recognized by a plethora of organizations, much too long of a list for me to mention here in my brief comments tonight, but you can find his honors in the program this evening. At this time, I now become one of you, a member of the audience, and I look forward with an open mind as Hannibal leads us through the next few hours. I'm honored to present to you Hannibal Johnson.
Thank you, Sean, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hannibal Johnson, your moderator for this evening's program. Tonight, we'll explore a straightforward question that we sometimes dance around. Can Christians and Muslims be friends? Thanks to the Islamic Society of Tulsa, the sponsor of tonight's forum, for securing this wonderful facility and making all the other logistical arrangements necessary to make this event a success. Thanks also to Muhaddin Khader and Cheryl Siddiqui for their hard work and attention to detail in connection with tonight's forum. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out this evening for what promises to be an engaging and provocative discussion. The question of how Christians and Muslims relate to one another looms large in this community and others. Tonight, we'll confront that question forthrightly from both sides. That we are here this evening addressing issues of mutual respect and understanding is itself a hopeful sign. Way back in 1919, Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes compared America to a marketplace of ideas. His philosophy was that the free expression of ideas is essential to a vibrant democracy, and that, in his words, the best test of truth is the power of the thought to get itself accepted in the competition of the market. We assemble here this evening in that same spirit, to share, to listen, and to learn. Respect is paramount as we come together in the true spirit of community. It is imperative that we maintain decorum. Our goal is to shed light, not generate heat. While we may not agree with some of the things we hear this evening, let us vow to show respect to those who say them. Indeed, we respect ourselves by showing respect for others, particularly those with whom we disagree. Please, no applause, catcalls, verbal outbursts, or even praises. If you get carried away, you will be carried away. Just a few more housekeeping details. If you have a cell phone, please set it on silent ring mode or preferably turn it off. The use of a cell phone will prompt an immediate warning and may result in expulsion from the hall. No recording devices are allowed in the hall. And security will escort any person deemed unruly from the hall. Thank you in advance for your understanding and your cooperation. You'll notice that there are peacekeepers stationed around the room. They're the folks in the white shirts and white vests with identification badges. Well, some of them have white shirts, not all of them. Christians, Jews, Muslims, the peacekeepers are volunteers who are serving as our host. They will assist us in maintaining an atmosphere of respect and order. The peacekeepers will also collect written questions from you, the audience. Our panelists, visible and respected religious figures with perspective and insight, will help us understand the nuances inherent in our focus question. Our guest speakers are, first, Dr. Jamal Badawi. Jamal A. Badawi, PhD, is Professor Emeritus at St. Mary's University in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, where he served as Professor of both Management and Religious Studies. He completed his undergraduate studies in Cairo, Egypt, and his master's and PhD degrees at Indiana University. Dr. Badawi is the author of several works on Islam, including books, book chapters, and articles. In addition to his participation in lectures, seminars, and interfaith dialogues in North America, Dr. Badawi is a frequent guest speaker on Islam in nearly 32 other countries. He is a board member of the Islamic Juridical Council of North America, the European Council of Fatwa and Research, and the International Union of Islamic Scholars. He has served as a volunteer imam of the local Muslim community in Halifax since 1970. And our second panelist is Pastor Reza Safa. Pastor Reza F. Safa was born and raised a devout Shiite Muslim in Iran. His father was a poet and a Muslim scholar. Pastor Safa heard the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ for the first time in Sweden from some of that country's missionaries. He converted to Christianity. Pastor Safa founded the